Welcome back, everyone. So, this is the third session where we'll be discussing the treatment and prevention of depression.
Discuss what are the preventive and remedial measures for a person suffering from major disease, or rather, I always say prevention is better than cure. Why to wait till a person gets into major depression and then give the treatment? Let us create conditions so that it doesn't happen at all.
Right.
So, the first and foremost thing I would like to say about this thing is the society at large, everyone included, you and I included, we have to change the perception about mental illness. So there
Definitely.
is in our society,
Hmm.
specifically Indian society,
Hmm.
we have a stigma attached to mental illness. If
Yes.
a person is telling about his or her mental illness,
Hmm.
we immediately jump to conclusion pagal hai, he's
Hmm.
mad, he or she is mad,
Hmm.
which is wrong.
Hmm.
So if a person say suppose meets with an accident, his or her leg is fractured, we immediately take the person to orthopedic,
Hmm.
get him or her fixed. Even if the person says, no, no, I'm fine, I will say, no, no, let us get it checked, ho sakta hai fracture ho.
Hmm.
But if the person is reporting some mental health issues,
Hmm.
it's a pagal hai, drama karta hai.
Hmm. Right.
This mental health issue should be discussed openly by everybody with everybody, no exceptions.
Yes, sir.
This is a major reason why people do not come out with mental issues, which can be cured at very early stage without any problem, but delay in coming to the right person for the right kind of treatment
Hmm.
leads to major complications.
Hmm.
So this is the first thing we have to do: remove the stigma from mental illness. For this is everybody's responsibilities, not just psychologists and psychiatrists.
Definitely.
Everybody has to do that. Encourage people to seek help. If somebody comes to you, tells about, even discusses casually about some mental health issue, encourage the person to seek expert advice, not going to Baba or something, Taviz or something like that. Whatever your religious inclination, that's fine. But when it comes to mental health issue, you have to seek expert help.
Definitely.
Just like you won't fix your leg if it is broken, you go to orthopedic to get it fixed.
Right.
Likewise, if the mind is broken, you go to the expert of mind to get it fixed.
Right. Right.
Then the second is everyone, no exception, should have at least one person in his or her life with whom he or she can discuss everything in life, no exception. And that too without any shame and without any fear and without any fear of being judged.
Very important. So, this is like.
Very important, because if you have nobody to discuss in your life, you
Hmm.
become like a pressure cooker.
Hmm.
So the steam keeps on building inside you, and one day the person is going to burst. No doubt about that. It's only a matter of time. It's like a ticking time bomb.
Hmm.
As soon as the time is over, the bomb is going to explode. Likewise, if the person is not sharing with anybody, then there is going to be a problem for sure. And that anybody could be anybody. It could be brother, sister, husband, wife, mother, father, anybody.
Yes.
But at least, I said at least, can be more. At least one person should be there in your life with whom you can discuss anything and everything. Supposing you are not having any person in your life with who you feel can be trusted with anything you think of, possible, hai? Quite possible. That is why we have psychologists and psychiatrists.
Yes.
They are non-judgmental in their attitude. They do not judge you. They simply understand you and then try to figure out what is best for you.
Yes.
So this is very important. Have at least one person with whom you can talk anything and everything under sun, no exceptions.
Definitely, sir.
Third is the the child. When the child is raised, so many things are taught to child, but nobody teaches how to live the life,
Hmm.
which is very important. Ultimately, the child has to live a life of his or her own. If the child is not sure how to live a life, how the child is going to live a meaningful and happy life.
Hmm.
So the art of living is not taught to child. So from the very beginning, the child should be taught about how to live a meaningful life.
Definitely.
And most important of that is how to welcome and tolerate failures. We all want success. There's nothing wrong in that. But if you want success, you have to face failures. There is no doubt about that. The bigger success you want, the bigger failures you have to face. There is absolutely no way out without facing a failure that you will encounter success.
Definitely.
And that too in a very prolonged duration of time sometimes. Sometimes you have to face series of failures for a very prolonged duration of time to get that success. So if the child is not taught how to handle failures, the child is likely to get depressed when he or she faces failures. This is another important aspect, how to develop resistance towards uh, these mental illnesses. The next is never one and nobody. Uh, we should not create unnecessary stresses in life. Like I said, some stresses are good, which are necessary, but there are certain stresses which are unnecessary. For example, money is very important part in life. Agreed. Nothing can be had free of cost. You need money for everything. Agreed. But there should be a limit beyond which you have to say that pursuing my life just because of money is meaningless beyond this point of time. If you have enough to take care of your basic needs, then somewhere you have to draw a line. Now I have to look for more meaningful things in life, not just money, 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 money.
Yeah, right.
Because money is unlimited thing. It's a figure, it's a number, and numbers are unlimited. So if you are running any race, if the race is having a certain distance, then you can pace yourself. You can adjust your energy, stamina, strength accordingly. I have to run this much of distance. But if somebody tells you to run a race which is endless, there is no end to that race. How can you finish that race? You can never finish that race.
Yeah, right.
So likewise, you should understand what, where to draw a line for everything in life. Beyond this, what is poison? Poison is excess of anything is poison. So you have to understand, and if you are having excess of anything in your life, that becomes ultimately poison. Whether it is rest, whether it is hard work, whether it is money, whether it is affection, anything excess is bad. These are the unnecessary stressors in life. Fifth thing is we must have a regulated lifestyle, like timely eating, timely sleeping, well regulated life we should have. The present generation, I have found, they have a very unique habit of not sleeping on time. Many youngsters I know, they do not sleep at all during night. They, so what they do is they compensate for that during day. The night sleep cannot be replaced by day sleep, even if you are sleeping same number of hours.
Yeah, because of the
So
biological clock.
yes, so your body needs replenishment, which is given by sleeping only and sleeping at the right time, which is night, and eating at the right time.
Yeah.
So that is also very important because many of the enzymes are secreted in the body just before our eating time. If we skip the meal, those enzymes goes waste, and not only that, they are having adverse effect also sometimes. So then the sixth thing is, like we breathe daily, likewise we should daily do exercise, yoga, meditation, and things like that. Not when we are sick, even when we are at the prime of our youth, extremely fit, still at every age, no exception, and daily. And the seventh thing is always surround yourself with positive things. And when I say positive thing, it means everything positive, not just people. It could be books, it could be movies, it could be serials, it could be anything. So you should always associate with positive things. I'm not talking about those things which are beyond your control. For example, if your boss is say negative person, you have to interact with the boss. You just can't run away from your boss. Or if your subordinates are negative, you have to deal with them. Those are the things we cannot control. But there are certain things which you can control. Who is the person who you talk to most? So it is said that you are the average of 5 those people with whom you interact most. So choose some people in your life which will enhance your personality, your thought process, your motivation, who inspire you. So then only it acts as a preventive measure. Okay. So if it is, never hesitate to seek help. If you are having any psychological mental problem, there is no shame in seeking help. At the first available symptom of mental stress, discuss with somebody you trust. And if the person you are seeking advice is not able to help you, then seek the expert advice of a psychologist or psychiatrist. Then, then the ninth is you have to improve your immunity towards stress. There are certain stresses in life you cannot avoid. I am talking about distresses. You just cannot avoid those distresses. There will be. For example, traffic jam. You just cannot. It's not a wanted stress. It's unwanted stress. It causes bad effect. But you have to develop the immunity and the tolerance to tolerate these things. For example, you can listen to music during that time. Okay, so that can act as a de-stressor, or develop your patience to wait.
Maybe we can also do some charity, like
Definitely. So there's a saying in Hindi, तुम बेसहारा हो तो किसी का सहारा बनो. So this is very important. If there's nobody to help you, okay, fine, you go and help somebody. So helping others always gives satisfaction.
definitely.
So something like if you light a lamp for others, it will automatically lights your path. That is always a very good positive thing to do. We should never focus on results in life. Results are not material. The process is important. If you are following the right process, the result will come automatically sooner or later. It's only a matter of time. Focus on the process you are adapting to achieve something. If the process is right, continue with that, no matter how long it takes. But be sure that your process is correct. Result will follow. Then whatever you produce constantly in your mind affects your not only health, your activities also. Like you say, in the Nazi concentration camps, millions of people died. Millions of people died. So there were few who survived. Everybody was living in the same condition. So those who survived, they were interviewed, and it was found that those who were in the concentration camp and thinking about a positive life someday after this everything is over, they survived the most, because they were all constantly thinking about positive things which are going to happen in future. So this is very important. So you become what you constantly think of. 12th thing is the people who are under major depression, they are at a risk of suicide. So even if a person is casually discussing life बेकार है, जीने का क्या फायदा, something like that, that should not be taken lightly. That is an indication that person needs a professional help. So that kind of person should be immediately taken to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, depending upon the severity, because even the depressions are mild, moderate, and severe. So it depends. And the last is if a person is, say, diagnosed with major depression and the treatment is given and now the person is free of symptoms, then it is important that we keep that person free of those symptoms for a very long duration of time. Because the longer duration of symptom-free life, the lesser it is likely that the major depression will come back. So it is not just the treatment. Post-treatment also, we should continue the maintenance treatment. The person maintains that symptom-free life. The longer the maintenance-free treatment, the lesser chances of major depression.
This was the third segment where we discussed the treatment, the remedies of major depression. Thank you so much, sir.